and welcome back to episode 5 of our Audi A3 project. Slightly different style of intro today for what might be a slightly different style of video. The aim of the game today is to assemble the engine as much as possible. Why is it going to be a different style of video? Well, I'm kind of conscious that the last 2 episodes have been on the long side. So today, rather than filming kind of all the technical bits, each and every part, I think I'm going to cut to the chase a bit more. Film the progress rather than the whole process. So stick around for that. I'm on my way to the unit now. I'm going to pick up Luke and then we will get going on work. Before we get going on work, and in the intro of this video, I want to address something head on. A lot of you will be thinking, why aren't we milling the cylinder head or the engine block to kind of get a flat mating surface? To explain that, when engines overheat, it's possible that the cylinder head and the engine block, as they heat up and cool and heat up and cool, it's possible that they can warp with that process. Now, we know that ours has not warped, which is obviously great news for us because it's going to save us time, it's going to save us money in not having to get this engine milled. I'll cut to a clip now showing me testing that. So here's the straight edge, here's the feeler gauge to see what thickness we can get between here and the cylinder head when this is pressed flat. I'm going to take a few measurements, flat, going across, but let's start just with flat along the bottom. Put this flat against nothing. In fact, there's no daylight. There's no daylight between that at all, along any part. Check the top surface. Again, it's completely flat. Let's take a cross section. And it's completely flat again. I mean, there's just no daylight coming through there at all. So, I mean, I'm completely sure, completely confident that this is a flat surface, especially after we've cleaned it, all the carbon deposits are gone, but this is flat. This doesn't need milling. We are going to put it back together as is with the new head gasket. As you've just seen, the cylinder head and the block is flat. So I hope that puts kind of some of your worries to rest. Certainly put some of our worries to rest, because obviously it was within scope. We were thinking about maybe we need to have it milled, but we don't. So let's get Luke and crack on with starting work. All right, here at the unit, step 1, put the new head gasket in. We've cleaned out the bolt holes with rags and compressed air because there was a bit of oil in them, and the last thing we want to do is compress oil when torquing down the head. So this is as simple as going into there, like that. Next step is to put on the head. And in goes the head, and across 1, 2, 3 up. In. I'm in behind you, Nils. Yeah. Make all the way down.
Yeah, it's in. It's because that's pulling back on it.
Sure. But those bolts are in, yeah?
Yeah, they're all in.
That's fine. That's fine. Sound.
Totally.
Head is on. So the head bolts need replacing. Here's the replacement head bolts. The reason being, these are stretch bolts. As you torque them down and go through the heat cycles of contracting and expanding through heating and cooling, these stretch. You can actually see that the old bolts are just slightly longer. Anyway, new head bolts. We're going to torque these down in sequence. 3. 10. Right, next step, we have our trusty Green Machine torque wrench. This is going to click once we've applied the torque that we need. Step 1 is in a star pattern, the opposite of when you sort of take this off in the last episode. We now need to torque this down. It begins at 40 nanometers at step 1. 10. Step 1, done. Step 2 is 60 nanometers across in the same sequence. Cool. And then the last step is a 90-degree turn on each bolt. We have this tool here that's going to help us with that turn. There's one fully torqued head. Okay, fast forward quite a bit. We've made some good progress putting this back together. Luke, do you want to meet me over here? So we have redone the timing with the timing pins we put on the sprockets, put on the pulleys. The timing, the cam belt is on. We have put the engine mount back on as well. So now Luke's gonna take the car off the jack.
Shouldn't see any movement really.
And for the first time in a long time, our engine is being held on the mount under its own weight, and the jack has been removed. We're going to keep cracking on with putting this back together. Fast forward on somewhat, as you can see, we've been making some really good progress on putting this engine back together. Let's have a look. The fuel filter's in, the manifold's on, EGR's on, all the hoses are connected up. Fuel hoses are connected up. We have put the cylinder head back together. In general, just cracking on putting this back together. I'm just screwing the valve cover down now. While I am, I thought it'd be good to chat money. So, how much did we spend on our Audi A3? It was listed for sale for £550 on Facebook Marketplace. You can see the listing here. And in the listing, the bloke mentioned that there was an overheating issue and white smoke. In the end, we managed to buy it for £350. It's about £200 off what he was listing it for, which I thought was a really good deal for the car that it is. In terms of the work that's been done on it, it would be easy for this car to be a write-off. Reason being, we initially, I think in the very first video, I said I think it would be about £800 at least to fix. It would be more in the rounds of about probably £1,500 in the end. We had a quote, I'll put it up on the screen now. And that's obviously just a generic website online, but you can see that to fix a head gasket issue on this car, the quote is £1,550 and then some change. So we paid £350. Some money's gone into parts, of course. We've done all the labour on it. How much will it be worth when it's done? Similar cars of similar mileage go for about 2,000 to 2,500. I think when this is done, I would be happy to get 2,000 for it. So that's what I'll be putting it up for, I think, or maybe a touch over, as people try and negotiate down. But that is how much profit really is in this car once it's all said and done. In reality, this car has been so valuable to us in terms of experience. Yeah, learning engines, learning cars, and yeah, just invaluable actually in terms of experience. But you'll see there is some good profit in it. Let's not jump the gun though, because we need to get it fixed and working first. So, like I said, making really good progress. There's actually only a few more bits to do now until the car is completely back together, and then we will probably in the next episode try our first start, which is exciting, very exciting. Obviously we're going to have to go over everything one last time, do all the final checks, make sure we're happy that we've dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's, and that it is completely put back together. The last thing we want is coolant leaking out everywhere, or fuel or oil. That reminds me, I need to put the sump plug back in. I'm gonna continue just buttoning this back up, connect in the battery box and battery, and next time that you see me, the engine bay should be completely put back together. And just like that, the last piece of the puzzle, the engine cover, is going on. And that is our Audi, completely put back together engine-wise. Been a long old session today. Haven't filmed most of it, like I said. I wanted to kind of cut to the chase, and here we are. Yeah, finished. That's it. I'm going to call that episode here. It's been not too long for you guys. We did chat over how much we bought the car for, how much we spent, and how much profit there could be in it. We'll see if we can get it fixed, and yeah, if we make any profit at all. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Again, this was episode 5. A lot done in terms of progress. In the next episode, you're going to see us do our first start. So a couple of things that we need to do. We need to top up the fluids, oil and coolant, do one last look around everything, make sure all the hoses underneath are connected, put the wheel back on, and then we'll try our first start. Wow, what a journey. It's been a crazy journey so far. It's definitely not over. I could think of 100 different reasons why this doesn't start on the first time of trying. So stick with us whilst we try that in the next episode. One last time, thank you again for watching. I would really appreciate if you could like, comment and subscribe. It's going to go really far in terms of helping the channel. Yeah, we really appreciate it. This is Grit and Grease. I'm Kyle, just me finishing off this episode. Luke is elsewhere. He couldn't be here for the remainder of this episode, but that's fine. You will see him in the next one. Thank you for watching.